Chet. Hey neighbors, welcome to the Shed Shop. In this edition of How To. In this video, I'm going to be tearing down a STIHL MS-170. This is actually the final saw from the I Have 064 Fever Neighbors lot. It has been a really rough day. It's past midnight. It's 12:15, so it is actually technically Wednesday, December 27th. I just tore down neighbor Jonathan Luna's 025 with my intro. I did that in less than 30 minutes, and then I tore down an 021 I took in trade from neighbor Matthew, which that saw has lots of little different issues. And I did that one in under 30 minutes. Whether you guys want to believe I do it in that time or not is up to you. But something I've been thinking about for a long time is I thought it would be really cool to sell like a Tinkerer special package. And basically it would be a completely torn down saw, completely cleaned, and all the parts to rebuild the saw in a package. Okay, we would include new crankshaft seals, if the saw needs bearings, new fuel lines, new fuel filter, new spark plug, carburetor kit, and sell that all as a kit for you to build yourself. Now that could come with we could do a video of specifically building that saw, whether we have it on the channel or not. I could do a better organized video, a step-by-step. But I would like to know if that would be something any of you guys might be interested in purchasing, because I could start putting together 025s, 021s, MS250s. Although the MS250 handles I have, some of them are repaired. I could do 017s, MS170s. I might have enough to do some MS391s or 311s. But that is something I've thought about doing, and it would give me an opportunity to make a smidgen of profit instead of oftentimes when I actually rebuild my own saws, I really do lose money. My prices are on the higher end of my rebuilt saws because nobody in the used saw market sells refurbished saws with a warranty, and nobody shows you the actual work that gets done. A lot of guys, I'm sorry to say, out there selling refurbished saws or used saws have done nothing more than get the saw to start up, and that's it. And they might show you with it cutting once or twice, but I can attest to plenty of saws like Jimbus's saw. I cut with an 18-inch bar on that for like 35 or 45 minutes. And then the first time I put a 25 on it, I went to cut and our carburetor ate shit. So I go through a meticulous process. I beat the hell out of saws to make sure that everything is good to go, so that when you buy a saw from me, that you don't have issues. And then if you do, you're buying the assurance that it's not going to cost you money to get it fixed as long as you didn't cause the problem. That being said, when I am struggling to get saws running right, like my MS390 that won't idle, my MS250 that won't idle, my 017 that's been hanging on this hook for like 8 months, tonight I decided to go ahead and check and see if my flywheel key was sheared. It was. Replaced the flywheel, and it still wouldn't or I didn't have the proper air filter cover for it. I only had the old style air filter covers. I'm sorry, the air filter housing. There's different carburetor setups on that, and so I put a different carburetor on it so that I had the right housing, and that saw will start 100,000 times, but it won't idle. I have several saws like that. I just have saws with coils going out left and right out of nowhere, just all kinds of problems. And when things are not going right for me, but I still need to be productive and get things done so I don't feel like a useless piece of shit, just so you guys know, I have dyslexia, I have bipolar, and I've decided to just share this with you guys now. I have manic depression. You guys know a lot about my physical health problems. There are some physical health ailments, some diseases I haven't told you guys about. But let's just say my lifespan is probably not as long as yours. And I started this YouTube channel, and I thought, well, this is crazy because you know, I'm not a teacher, and you know, 11 years ago I knew a lot more than I do now, and I thought everything would just come flooding back to me, you know, like riding a bicycle, but it has not. And I consistently forget stuff, even that I did yesterday. I forget how to do certain things. I have to look it up again. I have to check things again. I consistently order wrong parts, and then sometimes I order the right parts and I get the wrong parts. I consistently get brand new parts that aren't the right parts. People send me the wrong shit all the time. And then, you know, all these people selling aftermarket parts, for example, they don't tell you the aftermarket 025 filter, it doesn't fit your MS250 unless you want your air filter cover to be misaligned. I sell that aftermarket air filter, but I have in my description that this is what will happen if you buy this for an MS250. If you need an MS250 one and you don't want your air filter cover misaligned, I have an OEM one for you. Okay. That being said, like I said, I'm not I'm not fast forwarding this footage of me tearing down saws. I've just always been a fast worker. Yes, we all have slow days, but I know these 021, 023s, or I'm sorry, the 1123, the 1127 series, and what the hell is the 017 through 180s, the 1120 series? No, not 1120. 1118 maybe. I don't remember what series it is, by the way. But either way, I know these saws well, and so I can tear them down pretty fast, and I can actually probably tear down the 1123 series better than I can in the 170s and 180s. But that being said, this is probably going to be my last saw for tonight, and then I'm going to go list stuff on my eBay that has completely crashed because my seller rating dropped below seller performance, even though I have 100% feedback, because those of you that are regular to the channel know I have legal issues that were dismissed many years ago in Texas, and I'm battling those again. Also, my past of when I used to be on heroin is coming back to haunt me because I got a ticket like 5 or 6 years ago in New York, and it's coming back to haunt me. It's going to cost me $750 to get that cleared up, and I'm drowning financially. I honestly am. With my uncle getting sick and everything else, I'm drowning. Life is very hard right now. But where was I going with that? Oh, yes. And then the other thing is, I have an older brother named Bruce Jr., and we look very much alike. And he has used my identity on multiple occasions. And for years and years and years, I've had to battle with getting things cleared up and proving with whatever I can to prove I was not in a certain state at a certain time of getting a ticket or this or that. I had to prove it wasn't me. But it has cost me lots of money, lots of time, and it still continues to cost me. And so that, coupled with my heroin past haunting me still, and me trying to live life right, I have finally found a doctor that's willing to give me epidural shots in my back and has put me on a medication called Neurontin for my neuropathy and my nerve damage. But in order to have that medication filled, I have to have a Tennessee driver's license or a Tennessee ID, and I do not. It is from Georgia. And so in order to get that fixed, it's going to cost me thousands of dollars. And that can become very discouraging because I'm trying so hard to live life right. And the other thing is, with all my mental ailments and my physical ailments and my brain injury and my lack of recollection and my dyslexia, my inability to explain things right and say things backwards, I watch footage all the time where I'm trying to say carburetor and I might say flywheel. I might be trying to explain that heat causes metal to expand and cold causes metal to contrast, and I'll say it backwards, and then I'll put text trying to explain it, and somehow I've got my text backwards. But then when I edit the video, and then when I process through the video and I watch the video, somehow in my mind it's clicking that it's wrong, but it's also clicking that it's right. And so I've had to scrap dozens of hours of footage. That, coupled with the fact I still can't find my GoPro with Rob Weaver's 028 chainsaw on that, and that one was really special to me. I have scrapped a lot of Jimbus's 038 footage because I've said things backwards and typed things backwards in the text when I'm editing a video, and then the footage is not there to fix correctly because I constantly have to be making space on my phone, because I'm still terrified to take footage that's important to me on the video cameras because it keeps getting corrupted somehow, even though I've got a brand new gaming computer. And so, that being said, I'm trying the best I can, neighbors. I really appreciate all your support. I'm trying to be courageous in doing this, and I'm trying to encourage others that might be outcasts, that might have mental disabilities, paranoia, schizophrenia, depression, bipolar, ADHD, dyslexia, have never fit in, are oddballs, etc., etc., to be brave enough to present yourself to the world and to not feel like that you have to live your life alone in front of a TV, doing nothing but eating and feeling like you're not a part of society. Do I want to be a part of society? Yes, but not in the society that I see. I don't want to be a deceptive liar, fake, this and that. I know what I can do to make my YouTube way better and way more popular, but that comes with sacrificing my moral compass, and I don't like to do that. I want to promote honesty and sincerity and transparency and clarity and courage and perseverance and love and kindness, no matter what you believe. That being said, I'm a glove up, and this intro has been way too long. Let's try and tear this all down in no more than 19 minutes. We'll give ourselves 20 minutes. Let's get to work, damn it, neighbors. Okay, you guys are on live support, and I do need to glove up, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. One of the things that also helps me stay fast when I tear down these little saws and the 1123 saws like the 021 through the MS250 is that I know the hardware real well. There is only a limited amount of different types of screws, unlike the newer saws like the 211s, 251s, 391s, 271s. They have a lot more different screws in them. And especially some of the vintage saws like the 028s, they can come with a lot of different styles of screws, and so that can slow a guy down. But for these saws, fortunately, they only have a couple of different style screws in them, and so I don't have to separate them. Okay, so let's go ahead and debar this biatch. Now, I only have a little bin for this now because I couldn't find another box, but we'll work with what we have. Oh, goodness. This sprocket is 100% trash. Where did my flathead go? I put some of my tools back already because the bench was really dirty after the last two saws I did. Okay, get our retaining clip, retaining washer, make sure our chain brake's off. Go ahead and pull our sprocket. Deep 6 that chip rod weaver. Okay, let's see if our clutch will go ahead and come off. Oh boy, my battery's dead. I have to pause, you guys. I have parts all over the floor from Deep 6 and chip. Okay, good. Our clutch did come off. This is a 170. It should have a rotor washer. It does. Okay, take that off. Pull our worm gear out. And I will be inspecting all these parts later. Okay, this is not like the 1123s. There are no screws in our dust cover here. It just kind of pops off. You have your retaining clip here. Your E-clip, they call it. That holds your arm on to your chain brake. Oh, where did she go? There she is. Come here, you little bastard. Okay, that's the stuff that can slow a guy down. Having to hunt for an E-clip that's running away from you. Okay, next thing you can do, we will engage our chain brake to pop our spring off with less tension. Okay, pop that bad boy off. I am really tired, actually, so I'm just going to try and push as hard as I can, pull the arm off. And we can go ahead and take our chain brake band out. Hopefully you guys can see okay. I had to plug you into the live support, sorry. Okay, and then you got a little plastic washer right here. Okay, and then we can go ahead. Oh, we're going to have to take this screw off over here. Otherwise, we won't be able to get our handle off. So while we're here, we'll go ahead and pull all our recoil screws, even though we're not going to pull our recoil yet. Because we have to take our caps out. I did not check this. It probably has rancid gas in it. So unfortunately, you guys will probably have to get paused again for me to take that out. Okay, so now we can go ahead and pop this lever and chain brake handle off at the same time. I did not. This doesn't want to pop off. There we go. Oh, we got a screw coming out there out of nowhere. Okay. This one's not going to go as fast as the other ones, I can tell. It's already fighting me. Yep. And I'm tired, so that doesn't help. Very tired. There we go. Got that. Put that in there. Put that in there. The other thing is there are no screws for this wrap handle. It is just the AV stops. There's actually no screws in it. And these are usually a nightmare. The last few have been coming off really easy, but it looks like this saw, they're not going to. Yeah, they're not going to. This is the thing I said that can make or break a saw tear down on these. because these things, when they don't come off easy, boy, it is just hell. And these are proving to be difficult. It causes me a lot of pain to have to pry on these things like this. There we go. Get those out. Okay, we don't need a T27 quite as much on this. Let's go ahead and pull our muffler, get out of the way. I think this saw probably might have a good motor. Everything except 026 out of that lot did have a good motor. The 026 was the only one that was roach, which was kind of disappointing, but at least it wasn't the 038 and the 064. Anybody want to buy my overpriced 064? I also got an overpriced 200T. Yeah, damn, everything on this saw is stuck. Go figure. Okay, go ahead and get those muffler nuts or muffler bolts out. Set our muffler aside. Let's see what our piston. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yep, it should be a good motor. The only problem is these carburetors on these things. These little saws can just be absolute hellacious nightmares. Okay, so we'll get that out of the way. Get our 2.8 mils back here out of the way. Just kind of dump that hardware out later. Pull that. Then you can pull your throttle lever. Oh, it is stuck. Okay. It should. Well, no, it doesn't want to come. So let's try and get our choke lever out. There, everything on this saw is stuck. Okay, and then we'll pop our on-off switch off. Slide that out. Go ahead and pull our wire out. Get our 8 mils there. There's one. There's the other. Okay, now we can take our caps off and see if we have fuel and oil in this bad boy. A little bit of fuel, it looks like. I will have to probably pause you guys to dump that chip. Be right back. Ah, the sweet smell of rancid pond scum. Let's see if there's oil in this. A little bit, not too much, but I can take the oil tank out. Okay, just kind of do that, and then pull your handle down a little bit, and that will pop right out. We're going to go ahead and pull that rope out here in just a minute, but I will, ooh, that stinks. I will put the oil cap in for now, so we don't spill oil everywhere. Okay, and then we can pull our throttle lever off. Pop our fuel line off, pop our carburetor out. Okay, move your fuel line down, and then you can pull your fuel tank out. We will go ahead and put that cap back on for now. Well, you know, Dion's washing this, so no, I better not, because he'll forget to take all these lines and stuff out. So we'll pull our tank vent out, just our little duckbill right there, okay? And then we will go ahead and pop our fuel line out. I doubt it's any good, but we're going to test it, because even though I have a lot of aftermarkets for this that were before the quality started going down of the parts, I've noticed in the past few months the quality of aftermarket parts has really dropped, and that's for Highway, Farm Attack, and all the unbranded Chinese stuff. The quality just, I don't know what's happened, but the quality has just really diminished. And so I have a lot of fuel lines lately that just are no good. Wow, this just does not want to come out. Okay, come on, you bastard. Those last two saws went so fast. I was kind of hoping this one would be the same thing. Deep six that chip. Rob Weaver. Okay, I don't think this fuel line is going to be any good, but there we go. Okay, there's our tank vent. There's that. Let's set the duckbill aside for now. Then we have this AV nuller back here. No, these are really hard to get out. The ones in the back here. There we go. Got that out. Okay. Let's see here. So we should be able to go ahead and start working our wrap handle off. Just kind of get behind that AV buff. When they're stiff like this, it's kind of hard. Okay. Get behind that one. That one doesn't want to seem to come through as easy. You guys should really... damn. You guys should see how fast... damn. That gas is bad. You should see how fast they assemble these saws in the factory. It's kind of fascinating to watch. Now, I usually take this apart to clean all that, but I'm going to leave it together for now. Okay. This actually isn't going too bad. Okay, we will go ahead and push this AV annuller through. These are probably all going to need replaced on this saw. Won't know until we wash them through the ultrasonic. Okay, let's go ahead and take our flywheel off. Actually, it's not going, this isn't going too bad. Let's see here. Kind of does help when there's a lot less screws. Okay, we'll loosen that nut. Grab us a hammer. Grab us some pliers. Pick this bad boy up. Bam. Just like so. Put our flywheel nut with our hardware. No hardware, you cannot come with the flywheel, sorry. Okay, actually I want to look at the key on this. It does look good, fortunately. A lot of times those are sheared. And then we can pop your tank vent or your tank oil feed tube out right here. Okay. And when I reinstall these, new or aftermarket or used, I always put seal all around there. You just have to be careful that it doesn't plug up the passageway into the oil pump, okay? So we can go ahead now and remove our oil tank, and we will pop that oil tube out. This does feel kind of stiff, so it's probably going to get replaced. But again, I have lots of brand new aftermarket ones and plenty of good used ones. This one feels very stiff, so we will test it after we clean it to see if it's salvageable or not. Go ahead and take our cap off. Yeah, there's not too much oil in that, but what we'll do is go ahead and get this seal off. These are almost always bad, but they're also hard to get. Good quality ones. Set that over there. Also want to set that over there just in case we can't find another one. And then what I'll do is I'll put me a paper towel nice and loose in the cap right there, and I'll leave it like this in my bin so it all drains onto the oil or onto the paper towel. Now we are going to need to take our recoil apart. So I'm just looking. These chain tensioners, unlike most models, they do not have a screw in them that holds them in. They just kind of pop out. So you just get behind your adjustment screw there and it will come right out. There's our shroud, carburetor, ooh, that's what I need for my 025 over there. So that's the difference between the air filter housings, is the newer carburetors have a port on them that go in there. Like, do I have one right here? I want to show you guys that, damn it. But I thought I had a carburetor right here for that. I guess not. But either way, and then the other ones just have a curve right here for the older carburetors without the port. This will not work on the carburetors. I'm sorry, the ones that are curved for the non-ported will not work, but this will usually work on one without the port because you don't actually need it. The only problem is that debris can get up in there and get into your carburetor. Okay, so then we're going to have our 4 T27s underneath here to dismount our motor. Okay, let's see, 1, 2. Again, you guys, I never recommend using an impact. It's not good on your threads or your hardware. Okay, tree 4. There's that. And then you're going to have a little intake grommet here. You don't want to lose that. That's very important. Okay, and then you can go ahead and gently and carefully. These are small intake boots, and even on these, the aftermarkets are garbage. I don't like them at all. The one thing you always want to replace, I'll show you even closer, is this little plastic ring, because they just don't seal. And then I also use my gasket maker. This thing is stiff as hell. I also use my gasket maker where my intake boot connects to my motor on these. Yeah, this thing is stiff as hell. Okay, so that's going to be a nightmare. We're just going to pry it this way. It's not wanting to come out. That thing is just stiff, stiff, stiff. This is the kind of stuff that slows down saw teardowns. Push our motor forward. Yeah, it's just not wanting to go. Wow. Oh, goodness. That thing is stiff. Okay, let me think here for a moment. We're going to disconnect it this way. It usually doesn't work, though. Oh, damn my finger. Let me go ahead and get the coil off, take a break, catch my breath. That hurt like hell. I hate when the rubbers are stiff like this bad. Ooh, yeah. That thumbnail is probably going to be garbage. It's probably going to come off. That I hit that really good. Ooh, damn, that's the type that takes your breath away. You know, like you just got punched in the stomach. Pull your wire through there. Okay, and then this just pops out right there. I tend to often forget to put these back in, and I end up doing things in the wrong order. Okay, so I'm going to set all that aside. I want to put it in a bag. This is just being a nightmare. This is our last part, but it clearly is going to be difficult. And now I'm nervous about jabbing my finger again. It just isn't wanting to comply. Okay, come on, baby. Damn. Just doesn't want to go. Just being an asshole. Can't get it to go either way. Okay, there we are. Oh, damn. Okay, and then we can go ahead and take our engine pan off. I do wish many more of these clamshell motors were like this, where the pan bolted on and then the motor bolted. I wish the 1123s were like this, because it would be so much nicer to assemble a motor and not have to put it onto the chassis. And then the easiest way I find to break this seal is use your oil pump line there and just kind of pry it against your crankshaft there. Okay, on the 017s you want to be careful because these pins can come out on you. Okay, and then go ahead and get that pried loose there. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. Well, I think we might have to replace our piston. Oh, no we don't. But maybe rings. I don't know yet. Okay, these are a little tiny 8mm. Our cylinder looks good. Well, actually, yeah, it looks good. I won't know until we send it through an ultrasonic. Okay, I feel like this took me a lot longer than I wanted. 27 minutes with the intro, not too bad. So about 17 minutes, I guess. Again, I know most of you don't believe I just did that quick, but I did. That's how it works. I really did do that quick. Okay, go ahead and pull our pawl off here. There's a little washer on there you don't want to lose, because your chip will not work right with that, without that. And then pull your rope. Take it off the spool there to let your ring unwind, or your spring unwind. Okay, no, don't pop out. Get your spring unwound, and then if you can pull that out, you will see your spring actually stays in, and you don't have to rewind it unless you have to take it out. Okay, so cut our rope off here. Pull that bad boy out. This is the one that comes out the side here. I like these better. Okay, pull that through. We will take that apart later. No, might as well just pull. I haven't pulled any of them out yet. I've left the ropes in. Let's see if we can get this one out. Yeah, we can. Okay, there we go. Deep six that chit, Rob Weaver. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to scrape a little bit of this goop off, as I think if there's anything else I want to say. Besides, like the video, comment down below. Do you guys really think I'd pull these saws apart this fast, or do you think I'm lying to you? Do you think I'm using CGI and editing and everything else? We're going to do a live event. Unfortunately, I don't know that I have any more of these models to tear down, but I guess I really could take, just for fun, I could take one apart, like that MS-250 that's being a nightmare and won't idle. We could completely disassemble that, even though it's clean. Okay, so there's that. I will try and find a better badge for this, I think, because this one looks a little worn. Yeah, you can't see the 170 anymore. So we'll see if we have a better name badge. Engine pan. And then what we will do is, let's see, let's go ahead and, I don't think I want to take my piston off. Our bearings are a little stiff, but I think they're just sticky, but they feel like they're actually good, which is fortunate, because these are definitely not money-making saws. I just have to have them because a lot of people are looking for a small, cheap saw, And if I can't appease those customers, well, then they're not going to refer customers that are looking for maybe a little bit more expensive saw. So we will just take this and put it in a bubble wrap envelope. Don't have any more small, oh, there we go. I like to use my meteor boxes of my top ends, my old top ends, to put my motors in. Okay, so we'll put our crankshaft in there, wrap that bad boy up. Already put my cylinder down here, and then we will put our cylinder in there, put our crankshaft and piston in there. That will go with our saw, and then we will take our recoil parts here, and that's the only hardware I put separate. Okay, and then also I'm going to bag the coil separate because I don't want to lose. The washers on the coil bolts get lost a lot. So I am going to take a bag for our coil. We'll put our coil with our little clip and our ground wire and our little spacer. Some of the 170s have that, some don't. And then there's one coil bolt. There's two coil bolts. That's it. Okay. And then, you know what I'll do is I'll go ahead and throw this stuff in a bag as well. I won't be reusing that O-ring, it doesn't look like, but they tend to be hard to find, so sometimes I have to reuse them. I don't like to, but there's those. Okay, and then the final part of our hardware, like I said, a lot of my saws, you guys see me, I had one out. Damn, what'd I do with it? I use organizers like this for my hardware, and I label everything, okay? Like you can see the labeling in there. But on these saws, I just know the hardware because I've done so many of them. Put all that in a bag. If you don't know the saw, I do recommend. But if you guys like the idea of buying a kit where it's all of this stuff cleaned off, it will be labeled in bags, or if you want to pay the money for the organizer, they're like anywhere from $5 to $10, depending on where I get them, $5 to $10. I could have them labeled in an organizer, and like I said, I really would like, I always thought that would be kind of cool, especially guys that, you know, might just be getting started out building saws as a hobby, or, you know, it's not really a way to make money. It's honestly not. Not buying used saws and rebuilding them, it's just not a way to make money. But it is a good hobby. This intake boot is just in there. These things I pretty much always replace because it might be hard to see on the camera, but that's more of an oval instead of a circle, and that needs to hold your intake boot on. That's your clamp. Okay, and then I will take my gasket maker, like my Permatex or my Yamabond, and I'll put it in here, okay, along the edge here to help seal that to the motor. This one is kind of being a pain in the arse to get out, and that's nothing new, honestly. With these, they can be really difficult, and you can bust a lot of knuckle, but if you take that plastic ring off, it can be a lot easier. Like I said, though, that type of stuff, those AV mounts and those, that really is what makes or breaks a saw build. Okay, so we will just throw this in with our hardware. So we have it, and we know what we need to replace. That intake boot is going to need replaced, but again, it's not a cheap part, and the aftermarket suck. I've tried the aftermarket boots from Formatech, and I don't like them. I've tried the highway ones. I don't like them. Even on these little saws, I just don't like them. There's too much plastic in them. But like I said, you guys, please tell me in the comments down below, would you guys be interested in purchasing kits? Like, it will be everything you need. It will be new. If you need a sprocket on the saw, there will be a sprocket included. If you need a filling spike, there will be a filling spike. If you need this little chain brake and flat spring, oftentimes these get worn out right here, okay? Like this one is flat. It needs to be replaced. If you need that part, it would all be included. If AV annullers, anything the saw needs, you guys would receive it in the kit. And so, for example, say an 017 or a 170, you know, it would be like $125 maybe to buy you a little Tinkerer special. Or we could do like 100, 110, 115 plus shipping. I really don't have an exact amount on what the price might be, but I think it would be fun. This is a good way to pass time. It's a good way to stay sober if you're struggling with a sober life. And it's a good way, I think, to continue to grow our community here. Like, that would be another thing. I'll do my very best. If you needed this little grub screw here to replace this little plug, you would have that included, but the saw would be clean. You don't have to clean it. We're going to clean it for you. So you guys, please let me know. And if anybody wants to go ahead and purchase one, tell me what model you want. Okay, right now, I can only promise 017, MS170, possibly 018 or MS180, but I can definitely promise a couple of the 1123 series. So that would be your 021, your MS210, your 025, and your MS250. I definitely have enough to do like 5 kits for those. And the 017 through 170, I have enough to do like 3 kits. I just don't know if I have any 018 motors. But I really would. That would be something I'd like to do, you guys. So please tell me if that's something you'd be interested in or not. And I will show you all my other little tricks. It wouldn't have thread locker or anything. Unless you wanted it to be included, you know, we could discuss all that stuff. If you want to email smallengineredemption@gmail.com, right here's my email, okay, and tell me what you think of that stuff, or you can text or call me, okay, tell me what you think of that stuff. And if you want to buy a kit, let me know. I will get one together for you. Tell me what model you want. It would be more Stihls than Husqvarnas, and it wouldn't necessarily be power saws because those are extremely expensive. And I don't really make money on the power saws unless I get them really cheap and don't have to replace a crap ton of stuff. But these littler saws I think would be great. I really do. So you guys please tell me in the comments down below if you think that's a good idea or not, or if you'd be interested in purchasing that stuff or not. So until next time, it's kind of surprising the smallest saw is the one as the longest video, because the last 2 videos are under 30 minutes long. But maybe tonight or tomorrow I will get these videos to the internet for you, because it seems like when I try and do technical stuff for you guys, I screw it up because of my mental disabilities, because of my pain, because of my dyslexia, and because of my bad luck. And so I'm sorry, you guys, especially those of you that are so damn loyal to this channel. I'm sorry it's not gotten a lot better in the year that we've been here. But with you guys' support, it will get better, I promise you. So be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. Like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, consider a membership if you're not already subscribed, and then consider purchasing some merch, especially the hashtag persevere. You only fail if you quit merchandise. I will go ahead and tag one of those right here for you in case you want to purchase it. I love all 8 billion of you, even though I suck at it. Let's keep trying, neighbors.